I mean, it's an honor already to be a captain here, and then getting to walk out there and do the coin toss next to Michael Jordan. I mean, really can't even picture or imagine what that moment's going to be like.
And back to the quarterback situation, because Coach Harbaugh will be making a decision pretty much, and he is really good with quarterbacks. Is it kind of an easy thing to have faith in that you don't need to worry about it? That like Jim Harbaugh knows what he's doing, and you can just catch the ball.
Honestly, it's any decision Coach Harbaugh makes, it's easier to trust, just because he just has such a great track record and of winning and success in really everything that he's done. So really, any decision he makes, this team's fully behind it. I mean, he pushes us to our limits sometimes, and you know we can be sore and tired, but if he's going to push us a little bit harder, we're ready. We're standing right behind him.
What kind of camp have Amara and JU had in their last years here?
I'm sorry?
Amara and JU.
Oh, compared to last year?
No, what kind of camp have they had?
Oh, they've had an
their
outstanding camp,
yeah.
and just helping the younger guys move around, like get up to speed too. That's been a big thing for both of them. But JU's coming back from that knee, and he's been looking unbelievable. He's been looking really good, 100%, I'd say. And then Amara's just a big, strong, fast receiver that gets the job done.
It probably isn't lost on you that you got two Ohio guys as captains.
What'd you say?
Two Ohio guys.
Yeah, I think
as
I talked to
captains.
my dad about that the other day. I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What have you seen from Ian and the rest of the tight end group?
We got a special group. We do. We have a lot of guys that would play. You know, I mean, some guys that might be a third or fourth string guys would start at a lot of schools in this country. So that's a great thing for us. And just competition is great too, because we're constantly pushing each other every day, competing for these reps, competing for playing time, competing for different plays and packages and stuff. So it helps elevate the group.
What do you like about Devin Asiasi?
He's the biggest thing about Devin is he's talented, which most of the guys that we bring in Michigan are going to be talented, but he's got a will and a hunger and a want to be successful. And when you have that and you combine that with talent, you can start to see something special.
Jake, you said Coach Harbaugh said he's told the quarterbacks who the starter is, but he has not told the players. Is that correct?
Correct.
And does it make any difference to you guys as you're preparing for this first game if you know who the starter is or not when you're preparing for that game?
Yeah, for us, it really doesn't make a difference. For different teams, it might. I mean, if you're looking at a pocket passer versus a dual threat quarterback, but really, Wilton and John, for the most part, bring the same style of play to the offense. So for us, we're just focused on doing our jobs, and whoever's behind the center. And again, another thing that we got going, both of them are well equipped for that job. So we're just going to do our job and trust that they're going to do their job, and that's kind of what this offense is built on.
Do you have an idea in your head who you think it might be?
I'm by no means I'm a quarterback expert. I just run my routes and catch it when they throw it to me. Block for the running backs.
How's the running game progressed since last year?
It's come a long way, and what helps us is we have experience, and it's our second year learning the same offense, second year under the same coaches, and it helps us when Don Brown's sending 8 guys at us, like when we're trying to run the ball. Really, it's not going to get too much harder than that this season.
Sione Huma played a big role last year. You see the fullbacks stepping up a little bit, these guys?
Yeah, and I mean, Sione and Joe were unbelievable fullbacks. I mean, you knew when they were in the game because you would hear it'd be like a gunshot when they made contact with a linebacker. But it's always next man up. And I mean, Henry Poggi's been having a hell of a camp. Khalid, he can do some different things. He can block. I mean, he's a converted tight end, so he can run and catch. Bobby Henderson's doing a great job stepping in, and then the running backs are doing a good job of finding the holes.
Jake, are you allowed to vote for yourself as a team captain?
Yep. You were allowed to vote for yourself. Yep. You had. Did you? I don't want to say who I voted for or anything, but yeah.
Jake, you said one of the reasons you wanted to come back was to set records. I mean, is there one that you're really targeting that you want to get this year?
I mean, it's not high on my list of breaking records or anything. What's really important is winning, and that's the number one goal for why I came back, is winning and having a special season. And if I break records along the way, that'd be cool. But there's really no records that I have in my mind. Like, I need this many years, whatever it is, to get to whatever record it is.
Coach said the competitive waters have been hot, almost boiling. Can you expound upon that? And how difficult has it been? Has it been a much tougher camp than last year?
It has been. I mean, it's been competitive throughout the camp. I mean, since day one, and we just hit the ground rolling. I mean, we got such talent on both sides of the ball that when we're going up against each other no one wants to lose. You know, we look around at each other and we're like, we think in our minds there's no way we should lose. But sometimes you gotta, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Like, okay, we are going against, you know, probably a top defense in the country this year. And Coach Harbaugh does a great job of creating an environment of competition.
What have you seen from this freshman class?
They got some studs. And they got some guys that are going to help us this year.
You know, every team in the country, I'm sure, you know, who's having similar deals right now with reporters are saying we had a really competitive camp and all that. I mean, how much different do you feel like you guys are than others?
We've had 1 day off, and we've been in full pads about every single day, maybe other than 1 or 2, not counting the first days that you weren't allowed to be in. And every day, probably other than 4 or 5, I was up at 6 in the morning, go until 9:30 at night. So, I mean, I don't think teams can really outwork that. They can probably just match it. If I'm being, you know, maybe somebody did, that'd be unbelievable. But I think you can really only match that level of work.
Do you see a difference in